Ghost of Tsushima 2 is coming out. It's called Ghost of Yotei and it's coming out next year, 2025. All the info in this video. Stay tuned for that. What's up, guys? I'm Franky Boy. On this channel, I am covering everything regarding open world games such as Assassin's Creed Shadows or Ghost of Yotei, which might be the next best thing we can play on our PlayStation. Since I'm a PlayStation Playmaker, 1 of 5 actually in Germany, I'm extremely happy to finally be seeing that. I did not know about it. It was a totally kept secret and it was surprising many guys of you out there as well when the PlayStation reveal just happened yesterday or some hours ago, depending on your time zone. Now, we have a lot to talk about. Release, as said before, is next year, but it's also playing 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima. So this is not Ghost of Tsushima 2, this is Ghost of Yotei, and it's playing in the Nobunaga era, 30 years after the events of Assassin's Creed Shadows. So these games are more connected than, I don't know, maybe Ubisoft and Sony wish, because 30 years in-game time difference. Nobunaga playing a big role in both of those games as well, but also the release timing of the games. Assassin's Creed Shadows could be delayed right now. There are some leaks hinting towards that to next year, early next year, maybe March or February. And then in the same year, Ghost of Tsushima 2, aka Ghost of Yotei. That would be crazy. 2 open world RPGs in the same setting with the same approach, because we can see, yeah, Sony is really going for the Ghost brand. They are also pushing out more media, maybe a film, a movie, or a series. That's what they are talking about right now, and that would be awesome. I would love it. I mean, just imagine a series about Jin Sakai or about, of course, Ghost of Yotei. We don't know much about Ghost of Yotei yet, but it will be on the Mount Yotei, of course. It will be taking place around that, but also in Hokkaido. 300 years later, so Yasuke, as seen in Assassin's Creed Shadows, could play a role as well in that game, but it's not confirmed and we did not see him, so we don't know about that yet. But Nobunaga will likely be playing a role. It's a time period where the emperor of Japan really came to power, and Japan had its problems back then. Unification was a thing, and that really was a time zone of importance. While Rise of the Ronin ended the Bakumatsu era was 200 years later, I think. That is like the time of unification where we play right here. And Sony really going to the next level, because if you think of it, you can take this Ghost brand now. It's not Ghost of Tsushima, it's a Ghost brand, and you can basically, like Assassin's Creed, put it into any setting you want. You can always have this underdog playing assassins type gameplay and fighting for justice, for minorities, etc. Fighting for the good. And this is likely gonna be happening here as well, as it happened in Ghost of Tsushima. While, of course, Jin Sakai was no underdog per se, of course, he didn't have the resources the Mongols had. Atsu is the name of the protagonist, and she is female this time. She also has like this shimasen guitar on her back. I don't know if that will play a big role or it's just some kind of thing for the story. Maybe the guitar is of extreme importance, maybe it's a family thing or so. We will see that, or maybe she uses this as a tool to sneak in as a musician and then be killing her targets. It's a time zone where ninjas could, of course, appear, and it was already likely they had some there, while in Ghost of Tsushima it was very unhonorable. I mean, it's not honorable then as well, but I think people were getting used to that playstyle, or no, that the playstyle, the type of fighting. This will, of course, be an open world RPG again, with abilities, with a vast open world, with highly saturated areas. Everything is larger than life. You can see the leaves in the wind again, all the particles flowing, and this will be awesome on the PS5 Pro as well, because I mean, PS5 Pro will be the vehicle for top-notch graphics. I played Ghost of Tsushima on a PS4 Slim and I was already amazed by the aesthetics of it. Now Ghost of Yotei, sorry, not in Ragnarok, it will be more awesome as well. As you can see here, the bloom, the saturation, it's extreme, it's pushing the limits, and it's larger than life. Compared to Assassin's Creed Shadows is more grounded, I would say, with the approach, a more natural style looking environment, and this could be the differentiation the games need. And I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was already taking that route, and I can't wait to play multiple ghosts in multiple settings, multiple time zones, and maybe they even expand it further around the world, going from Japanese country to China to Asia, moving on to Middle East to America. And I can see myself, of course, crawling through the Rockies as a ghost and fight for I don't know who, depending on the time zone or the setting of time. This is such an opportunity to take the Ghost brand to the next level and make it an Assassin's Creed type brand, but maybe a little bit better or different. And I think Ubisoft really can take that as some kind of input to do their best and improve their games, right? Because, yeah, I mean, if Sony is approaching that route, that could be pretty hard for them. You might be asking yourself, why not Jin Sakai in Ghost of Tsushima 2? Sony, of course, touched that in a blog post, and they said we wanted to take a new protagonist. We wanted to take a brand new story. We wanted to take the thing to the next level and also focus on the ghost playstyle, not the samurai playstyle. This is pretty important for them, really going that stealthy ghost route. I mean, they likely have the statistics. How many of you guys played as a ghost? How many played as a samurai? How many of you guys preferred the ghost playstyle? How many preferred the samurai playstyle? And likely more of you guys preferred the ghost playstyle. It would not make sense to go that route otherwise. And I can totally understand why that is, because it kind of feels overpowered in a time period where people weren't used to it. But as well, a nice ghost could be awesome in that setting here as well. Playing a ninja, a shinobi in Japan can only be great, and I can see myself riding with those horses all day. When I first saw the trailer, I was pretty amazed and only had positive feelings. I'm curious how you guys are thinking or feeling about it, and Ubisoft is gonna have a tough time, that's one thing for sure, because the game looks stunning. And if people are gonna decide, I'm not sure for what they want to decide. Assassin's Creed hardcore fans are likely gonna pick Assassin's Creed up anyways, but also will try out this one. I think that's one thing for sure. But when Ghost of Tsushima came out, it was already talked about the Assassin's Creed we always wanted in the Japanese setting, and we also had some grappling hook style activities and parkouring as well. So that's likely coming to Ghost of Yotei as well, and it looks stunning. Everything is in-game, by the way, so these aren't any fake captures or so. By the way, our protagonist Atsu is kind of hunted by samurai, like roaming samurai, and she has to beat them. That's kind of the thing we know from the trailer, but besides that, there's nothing too much. You can see clearly she's wanted right here on that picture, and there's someone hunting her, but yeah, she's taking him out with one slash. Let's see what route this game or the brand will take. I am hoping for the best, and I'm extremely hyped to talk about it on this channel with you. And maybe you want to check out this video I prepared for you, or the other one on the right hand side, which is totally recommended for you guys to check out. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you in the next video about Ghost of Yotei, aka Ghost of Tsushima 2. Goodbye.